Getting this out of the way first, you may be wondering why a certain part of my face has been altered. Well, I'll tell you. It's because, well, it's a bit personal, but I guess I could spill the beans on this. I sometimes pick at my mustache. And I do this when I have downtime and I'm watching stuff on my phone and I'm really bored. And yesterday I looked in the mirror and I noticed how patchy my mustache was becoming and how unequal it looked. So I thought, oh, I don't like the way this looks. I think I'm going to shave it off. And so I did. So, fresh face Noah is here. Will I grow it back? Maybe. I'll think about it. Not too sure right now. Moving on. Today was day dose of my time off. I had 2 days in a row this week off before getting another 5 days in a row back on for work. Although one of those days is a short day. But there you go. I'm grateful for that. Have work and loving it. Now, as for the day, I was pretty much a couch potato the entirety of the day. Other than around 4 in the afternoon where I took around a 40-minute walk around the neighborhood and then did like 2 hours worth of meditating outside. And I had trouble doing that because I was meditating on the concrete floor and I was having difficulty getting comfortable. And my mind was more on how uncomfortable my body was rather than just getting out of the mind and into the body. So that wasn't too great. But what are you gonna do? Then after that, just being a couch potato all day. I mean, if I were to recount it, I did do laundry. I need to fold though. I haven't folded my clothes yet. And oh yeah, the YouTube channel I was talking about yesterday. I didn't do anything to forward that. I just kept on pushing it off and off and off and off, and now it's like around 9:30, and my brain literally feels like extremely overwhelmed by just constantly absorbing a bunch of stuff on the internet. And that's a problem. That's a serious problem that I really need to solve because I don't want to just spend my days off just watching away, because then my mind's screaming at me, give me a break. There's just too much information. I feel like I'm gonna pass out from exhaustion. And that's how I feel right now. I spent most of my time watching. At the beginning of the day, I watched this documentary called The Pixar Story, where it was people who were founders of Pixar back in 2005 talking about their experiences working at the company, how it was founded and how it came to be. And it was around the time when people thought Pixar could do no wrong because they were producing hit after hit after hit. And it was interesting just seeing that era snapshotted in that point in time. It really felt like that studio could do no wrong and that it could just go on forever making amazing film after amazing film, only for it to just start churning out films that aren't necessarily awful or bad, but they don't exactly have the legendary status of the early catalog. Like stuff like The Good Dinosaur specifically or Cars 2 is like, oh my gosh, what were they thinking? And sometimes they have sparks of brilliance every now and then. I like Soul. I like Coco. I liked the. Well, I wouldn't say I liked. I thought the first Inside Out was okay, and the same with the second one. I thought they were both equally okay. Um, but yeah, it feels like their genuinely interesting films are coming out a lot less now, and I feel like their newer movies just are way too fast paced. Like they're worried like modern day audiences will get bored fast and go on their phone or whatever, so they feel like they need to shove as much information down your eyeballs as possible. Whereas the original catalog of Pixar films just had this restraint to them where it felt like each scene was given the necessary attention and time and effort and care it needed to produce something of quality or something that demanded attention or felt like it earned attention. Whereas now it feels like the attention is violently and desperately trying to get achieved. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, though. But, yeah. To be fair, I mean, Soul was good. I thought Soul was an alright film. That was relatively recent. Um, I didn't like Onward. I thought that was too fast paced. I didn't like that Luca movie. I thought that was way too fast paced. Um, I didn't watch Turning Red, so I can't say anything about that one. I'll watch Elio. That looks kind of interesting. But yeah, there you go. After that, I watched a Digital Foundry video on the new Mario Kart World game. It's basically a technical review of how that game's turning out, and it looks like it's turning out just fine. It's Mario Kart, but in a more open sandbox style world. There you go. I am interested in eventually getting a Switch 2, but I'm waiting for an OLED version to come out with a better screen because I feel like it's such a bummer they went back with the LCD technology for Switch 2. It's like worse contrast, and the HDR isn't as good as it really should be. So huge bummer there. They just lost themselves a customer until they eventually release the Switch 2 OLED version. Because I like me some of them inky, dark contrasts in my images. All right, moving on. Then I went for my walk. Oh yeah, I had breakfast before watching that Pixar documentary. I went to this nearby restaurant that had pancakes, eggs, bacon, and sausage. I ate that with our family friend. After the walk and the meditation, and then watching Switch 1 games on Switch 2, specifically games that ran poor on Switch 1 that get a performance boost on Switch 2 thanks to the backwards compatibility, I was called in to help prepare dinner by our family friend by grating cheese on top of tortas. Tortas are really good, by the way. Then after that, just continued to watch more Switch 1 and 2 comparisons, and then Summer Game Fest's trailer announcements. The IGN tried to do their 17-minute Game Fest recap, and it was literally just trailer after trailer of random game after random game with no introduction or, build up, and it was just this obnoxious music that was on loop that went da 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 boom da 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 over and over again. It was so annoying. Whoever edited that compilation really needs to go back to editing school because my brain was hurting after just like 2 minutes of watching that. Like I couldn't take any more of it. It was genuine torture. Um, yeah. And then I was watching this YouTuber called Ricky Berwick. I don't know. I think his videos are pretty funny. He was doing an unboxing of that Switch 2 and playing some Mario Kart. And it was around that time that my brain felt like it was just overload. So I shut that down and I tried to watch. There was this game on Switch 1 called Mortal Shell, that ran poorly. And I was hoping someone would post a video of Mortal Shell running on the Switch 2 to see how that ran on that device. But no one's posted that game running on Switch 2 online yet, which I think is pretty interesting. Although the sequel keeps on popping up in YouTube feeds for some reason, Mortal Shell 2, but as for Mortal Shell 1 on Switch 2, nothing, which is pretty annoying. I even tried looking it up on forums and I couldn't find people trying to run that game, so I don't know what's going on with that. Anyone out there who has a copy of Mortal Shell on Switch and a Switch 2, please make that video because I just want to see how the game runs on that device because I'm really curious about that because I own the game on PS5, but I wanted to get the Switch version because I like the idea of playing that portably, but the Switch version ran like absolute garbage, so I was hoping like a Switch 2 would rectify those issues, but again, I'm waiting until they release an OLED version, but I just want the satisfaction of knowing that that game will run well now on the Switch 2. But then after all of that, I decided to record this. So that's pretty much my day. Yeah, not much productive was accomplished, but I guess it was a day off and I did get plenty of relaxation and meditation and video watching, but I really need to start doing stuff, you know. I'm too much of a, I mean, I've said this before in many other videos, but I need to just put a cap on how much content I consume in a given day, because holy cow, I feel like that lady from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, where she's looking at that alien in the face and saying, I want to know everything. I want to know. No, stop. And her eyes like burn and like she gets like sucked into the machine because there's too much. The human brain cannot contemplate knowing everything there is to know. So, yeah. And that was me today. I felt like I was staring in the eyes of that alien thing from that fourth Indiana Jones movie. I was like, oh my gosh, my head, too much info. I feel like I'm gonna faint. Yeah, it was that bad. Well, I don't know. After I'm done recording this, I'll probably watch a new Simmy and Jimmy and then get ready for bed because it's getting late. Yeah, overall, today was okay, but it could have been so much better. And the fact I didn't do anything to progress my second channel is pretty embarrassing. But, you know, just get on the horse and do it. Don't think about it too much. And enjoy that fact that you don't have any, you know, structure or rules. So you can have complete creative freedom and control. Well, alright, that's pretty much all I have to say for now. Goodbye.